out, there's your glow, screaming fire, tiger flies at the light. Saturday night, you know, fight, take a side, vivid sights, baby shows, and the escapade. Fancy arcade, pixelated party, lesson made unafraid. Karaoke screams, singing themes, heart and sleeves. Anime dreams, bursting seams, city gleams, dancing screams, endless streams, let's extreme. Saturday gleams, so it day gleams, so it seems nothing rings. Raise the channel, riot loud, crowd unbowed, techno sound, pulses pound, dream astound, youth unbound, joy profound, lost and found. Channel raver on the prowl, echoes howled.
Echoes how. Good morning, my friends, and welcome back. It is a gloomy Saturday morning here. I am broadcasting live from Site B, located in the fantastical made-up city of Fresno, Nevada. It is I, the oggm, on another Saturday, 65 degrees and cloudy on this, the last Saturday of September. Hopefully you're all ready for your spookies, and hopefully you've had more caffeine than I have, because I'm obviously not awake, and I can already feel the allergies just blah, 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 blah inside the old noggin. Anyways, it's Saturday. On Saturday, we take a break from our week of nonsense and poking fun at Critical Role and spread our wings and flutter through the mysterious world of the interweb and make some new friends. Reach out. Every Saturday, we've done this for the past 87 weeks, more or less. Thank you, as always, to our good friend, number one employee, Jeff's Games Box. Wouldn't have made it 87 weeks without all the links this wonderful human being sends me. Doesn't have to. He could have used this information for himself, but instead he chose to help me, and I appreciate it. Love the guy for doing this. What a great friend I made simply by happenstance. So take a moment of your time to give a shout out to Jeff's Game Box. Good morning, great old ones. As always, we're going to wander through the interweb and try and make some new friends, shout out some channels who maybe aren't getting enough attention, and even if they are, who knows? Maybe they'll respond, maybe I'll talk to them, maybe I won't. I don't really do this for any reason other than, of course, to selfishly sell my merch and make some new friends, but mostly just to spread some kindness, to do something positive. If you're here for the first time, we've been doing this for a while now, because two reasons. One, I see so many channels of people who go to other channels and just poop on them, just, tear them apart, say horrible things about them. And second is because the individual who inspired me, Iron Mouse, was doing this thing where she would just go to other channels on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube and shout them out, do what's known as a raid, try and get more attention to these smaller channels. So thank you for the idea, Iron Mouse. Anyways, enough of me. Let's make some new friends. First up, we have 4 Half-Wits and a DM. What a great name. 109 subscribers, 43 videos. They say about this about themselves. Welcome to 4 Half-Wits and a DM, where D&D meets chaos. Join us for a hilarious and unpredictable Dungeons and Dragons panel show featuring some of UK's top improv comedians as they roll dice, crack jokes, and cause absolute mayhem at the table. But that's not all. We also share tips, tricks, and guides to help new players and dungeon masters dive into the world of tabletop role-playing games with confidence. Whether you're here for the laughs, the lore, or just to figure out how to run your first campaign, we've got you covered. Subscribe now and get ready for some epic adventures, temple dice rolls, and comedy gold. They also have a Patreon, an Instagram, a Facebook, X, and a TikTok, and they have been doing this since 2023. And here we go. We've got... last time they posted was 2 months ago with this gentleman with the long hair talking about other tabletop role-playing game starter sets. So if you're interested in checking out other games besides the Dragon of Dungeons, he devotes some time to shouting them out. Thank you, as always, for shouting out other channels and other things. Then 3 months ago, they did their last live play. And let's see, the last time they posted anything else was this short. This guy look like Triple H. Like if Triple H had long hair. Kind of. Is this what Triple H does when he's not doing the WWE? Weird. Anyways, so yeah, it looks like they haven't posted in a while, 3 months. Hope, as always, when we see that, we hope it's for a good thing and not a bad thing. You know, if somebody hasn't posted in a while, we're like, oh, maybe they didn't post because somebody had a baby, right? Or something good. Not maybe they didn't post because, you know, they were stepped on by Godzilla. No. We hope that if they're taking time off, it's because something good in their lives has happened. So thank you from across the pond. Hey, do you guys know our good friend Ed, who we haven't talked to in a while? Ed, where are you? Thank you from across the pond, 4 half-wits and a DM, for sharing your role-playing game shenanigans and talking to us about D&D. And it's always nice to see the perspective of the hobby from other places. I really appreciate that. It's one of the things I like about doing this, is occasionally running across somebody from another state, another country, another planet, and asking them, what's role-playing like there? How did role-playing evolve where you live? Because sentient, they didn't post because they became a sentient divine potato. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, right? Sentient divine potatoes, that's a good thing. You know, because I think that obviously after 40 some odd years of doing this, my D&D evolution is very unique to the people I've met and where I grew up. And so it's always nice to ask somebody how it evolved, you know, what was first, what's most popular, blah, blah, blah. So yes, always nice to see people from other countries, other states, other worlds telling us about D&D in their world. So thank you. 4 half-wits and a DM. Moving on to number 2 for this week, we've got Templars Tabletop. They have 260 subscribers, 28 videos, and they say they are a channel for tabletop role-playing game comment. Let's make games AAA, affordable, approachable, and awesome. Check out the games I have made. Oh, he makes games. Okay. They've been on since 2024. They've got an itch.io where they make their games. Let's see. The last time they posted was 3 weeks ago, talking about Alien, the 2nd edition. Yeah. Our good friends over at Free League. Here's him talking about dealing with D&D rejection. Here's him talking about Legends of the Mist, Avatar, a sale that he had, Legends of the Mist, bundle alerts, Muppet D&D, so Land of Erm. You wonder if Land of Erm wanted to be referred to as Muppet D&D, or now they're like, well, that wasn't our intended, but sure, why not? Superhero role-playing games. Yeah, you know, superhero role-playing games do not get enough love on the interweb. So basically, a lot of reviews and a lot of just talking about D&D and talking about other tabletop role-playing games and a couple interviews. And yeah, what's the best alternative to D20 in 2025? That would be Shadowdark. Yeah, just doing the same thing. Oh, look at this. You want to talk about role-play in my community? Have you ever heard about Neverwinter Nights? Yes, I had. I think I even played it once. So thank you, Templars Tabletop, for sharing your Dungeons and Dragons, Avatar the role-playing game, Aliens, and most importantly, for shouting out some superhero role-playing games. Yeah, and we'll check out your itch.io at a separate occasion. Are we still mad at itch.io? I've lost track. Did they stop calling me Nazi? I don't know. I was friends with Grim Jim, therefore I must be a Nazi. Moving on to another new friend. They are the RPG Goblin. Hey, a fellow Goblin. They have 360 subscribers, 111 videos. They've got quite a collection, if that's their collection. On the RPG Goblin, we deep dive and explore tabletop role-playing games so you can learn about these amazing games in a fun and easy way without the hassle of finding the games yourself. They have a podcast, and they've been doing this since 2023. And here we are with the last video was 2 months ago, talking about what matters most to a Dungeons and Dragons type game. It's the mechanics or the aesthetics. And then they are using Mork Borg as an example, because let's face it, Mork Borg was all aesthetics and very little role playing, and managed to create a whole brand new genre of all the clones and kickoffs and subversions of Mork Borg that have grown larger than Mork Borg ever was. I mean, What an interesting experiment in tabletop role-playing Mork Borg was. I don't know if the creators intended it to go the way it did or just happenstance, but you know how Mork Borg jump-started a whole bunch of other games who are larger and more popular than Mork Borg. But Mork Borg is a perfect example of what's the most important, aesthetics or mechanics. Well, you know, I would argue aesthetics first because that's what brings you to the table, but then mechanics because that's what keeps you at the table. And then they saw 5 months ago, they made a character for the Land of Rem. There it is again, the Muppet role-playing game. They're talking about some other role-playing games. So role-playing game, just basically a lot of reviews of role-playing games and then showing off their collection of role-playing games and talking to other people. Is that Seth? Seth Bradley? Jesus Christ, I keep running into people who look like people I know. So yeah, and they're a fellow goblin. So as a fellow member of the tabletop role-playing game goblin community, let's give them a like, let's give them a share, let's give them a subscribe. Forgot to do that to some of the other ones. Bam. There's your subscribe, Halfwits. Bam. There's your subscribe, Templars Tabletop. And bam, there's your subscribe. Oh, here we go. Unfortunately, Neverwinter Nights didn't really take off. We could have had a much better VTT if it had. The Neverwinter Night community is still going strong 25 years after the fact. A couple hundreds of players active in any given day. It's not really a good VTT, but it has its own appeal. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good VTT for Neverwinter Nights. It's a good VTT for what it was designed to do at the time, but for just like, hey, let's compare it to Roll20. Well, after yesterday, I think we can continue with my, you know, Roll20 isn't really that great. It's very clunky. Most of them are clunky. I'm not a computer person, but I can imagine that actually making a VTT function for the hundreds of thousands of people that use it every day is far more difficult than most of us realize. So it's easy for us to yell at Roll20 yesterday during the game I was in, damn you Roll20 for not working the way I want you to. But we don't know what goes behind the scenes unless you're a computer person, which we know I'm not. So, yeah, I don't know. But hey, if there's people who are still playing the same game for 25 years and still keeping a community that have maintained friendships for 25 years, that's wonderful. Half the friends I made with playing World of Warcraft, I haven't spoken to. I'm still only, friends with like one or two of the people that I met while my World of Warcraft days. So that's wonderful. Yeah, because today is all about being positive. All right, moving on. Now, we visited these folks before, but they were on the list, so let's visit them again. It's our good friends Dracoya and the Pickled Dragon. At 2,117 subscribers, they don't really need our help with subs, but I love these two. They are my spiritual cousins because they have the same sense of humor I do, and they take the same joy at finding flaws and making fun of and speculating. And plus they're both very active in advertising different types of alcohol. So if you're interested in finding out what's going on in the alcohol world, if that's your thing, every week they try a different kind. That's kind of cool. Obviously kids don't drink and drive, don't drink in D&D. So yeah, don't know how they ended up on the list, but this is Dracoya and the Pickled Dragon. Our mission is a simple one. The barkeeps and bards of the Pickled Dragon wish to share our love and enjoyment of the tabletop role-playing game and board games with the gaming community. In the process, we hope to discuss games, new and old, share a few stories from the gaming table, and show that even half-orcs and elves can find love. Well, sort of. Stay a while and get pickled with us. Ooh, that's a Diablo reference. They've got Facebook. They've got Instagram. They've got their own thing because they've made some games, and they've been doing this since 2017. And they had our old friend Satine on. So getting in touch with our old friend Satine Phoenix and talking to her about gaming is always nice, considering, some of the chaos and stuff that has followed in Miss Satine's wake. So it's nice to know that Satine is still out there and still doing the gaming thing. Yeah, and here we go. Just interviews, articles, tearing things apart, commenting on the news, speculating. They basically do the same thing I do with a better level of videoing and stuff like that. Dark Sun reboot coming. I don't think so, guys. I think the Dark Sun thing was, let's re-release these classes, but then we're probably going to end up in something else. And I kind of think I know what that is going to be, but we'll talk about that in a separate video. So yeah, I love these guys. They've managed, I've had conversations with them. You know, when they announced the D&D crochet thing, Dracoya and I traded a few emails, texts about, you know, fuck it. D&D crochet. Why not? I'd learned crochet if, you know, so yeah, they're great. I can't say anything bad about these two. I appreciate them. I appreciate the fact that they take time to respond to my comments. They're like, if they are of the same bloodline that I am in the tabletop role-playing game community, which is nice. If they had an income similar to Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, and our Foundry VTT, I'm sure it would be a significant development. Roll20 was outdated when it came out. Yeah, it's clunky. It's very clunky. How many are there? Foundry, Alchemy, Fantasy Grounds, Roll20, Owlbear Radio, which I think most people agree, even though it's simple, is the best because it's simple. I don't know if D&D Maps counts, but sure, D&D Beyond's D&D Maps. Wasn't there one that was trying to do Minecraft voxel-based? Did that ever get off the ground? Virtual Tabletop Simulator. Sure, yeah, it's Virtual Tabletop Simulator. I want to say at least 10. Plus, other countries, you know, might have ones that we don't know about. I'm just thinking about what I've seen here in America. So yeah, let's say somewhere between 10 and 100. And I'm sure we're going to find something wrong with all of them because, again, you know, it's just it's never going to be easy to run something like that with so many people trying to make it do so many different things on any given day. Final one of the day. Normally we would shout out a VTuber, but I've run out of VTubers to shout out. So if you are a VTuber who does tabletop role-playing game or just spreads some positivity like our hero, Miss Iron Mouse, give me a shout out. And I'd love to give your channel. So instead, we got these guys, Black Mantle Studios. Black Mantle Studios has 2,028 subs, 43 videos, and they do miniature painting. Welcome to Black Mantle Studios, the channel devoted to grim, dark miniature painting, terrain building, and storytelling through decay. Ooh. We bring you the world of Echoes of the End to life with cinematic tutorials, narrative-driven painting guides, handcrafted terrain. Ooh, I already love these guys. Immersive lore from a cursed world where the ruin is the only constant. Whether you're a hobby veteran or a newcomer looking to learn, you'll get step-by-step instructions, grounded technique with driven atmosphere. We do miniature painting, terrain building, lore and narrative for our world, RPG tools, printable mergers, miniatures, and basing materials, 3D printing tips, new videos every week, free STL files, but if you're going to download those, please check them for viruses, and then a Kickstart coming up in 2026 for their game. All right, I need to see me some figures. So the last one they did was 3 weeks ago, something called Dungeons, now with less scare and more flair. Come on, show me some figs. That's not a fig. That's not a fig. That's not a figure. That's not a figure. That's not a figure. Is it? Yeah. Here's one.
The game stops being your script and starts being.
No, I want to see your figures.
That's the magic. Random tables don't destroy your prep.
Okay, nope, no figure. That's some 3D modeling than they did using the mobile AI thingy. All right. We want to see toys. Black Metal Studios, I want to see some toys. Epic Monsters. If you're running 5e, Epic Monsters, pointless. You paint figures. Show me some figures. No, here we go.
In
Oh,
this grim,
yeah.
dark tutorial, we're painting the
filmed it
Carrion
without
Lord.
the weird effects.
Don't hold back. Lay in a thick swatch of carnelian to build a long way.
All right. Unfortunately, the choice to use the grainy to make it look all dark and spooky takes away from the quality of what we want to look at, guys. But that's decent. It's cool. My computer is not doing this justice. But I get why you went with the grainy film trick. But it doesn't really show off the art well. Yeah, okay. So there's one toy. Do we have another one? No. Okay. Instead, they talk about HeroQuest. Well, we would like to have seen some more of your figures, Black Mantle Studios, but maybe those pictures are on your Instagram. Anyways, if you want to check out the Black Mantle Studio artwork and figures, all the links to all the channels I just mentioned are in the description of this video. So thank you, all 6 of you who took time out of your morning to hang out with me and take a nice little Saturday morning walk through the interweb and shout out some channels, spread some kindness, make some new friends. Oh, given that the whole of the Neverwinter Nights community has never even mentioned Sigil to me, I feel like it's nothing at all like what Neverwinter Nights is. Sigil was for Wizards of the Coast things, but it never went anywhere. I think we're stuck on this VTT thing. Neverwinter Night is its own thing at this point. You can use it as a tabletop, but the way most people use it is for multiplayer role-playing server. Yeah, Neverwinter Night is a great VTT for Neverwinter Night, but I don't know. There's probably no perfect VTT out there. Everybody has their preference. I like Owlbear because it's easy. If I can figure it out, anybody can figure it out. So that's why it gets my seal of approval. Anyways, if you appreciate the nonsense that comes out of my mouth every Saturday, you know, if you're feeling a little generous with the holidays coming up, there's a lot of ways you can support the oggm. But obviously, I would rather you link and shout out and subscribe to my friends like Jeff Gainsbox and the wonderful people whose channels we just shouted out, because sharing the love is what this day is all about. But, you know, I am also a capitalist, so I appreciate your support. There's a lot of ways you can support the oggm adventures. We've got a Patreon. We've got the Ko-Fi. We've got the Only Crits Dice server. I am an Only Crits affiliate. And if you want to get the only tabletop role-playing game Dice approved by Steve the Cat, you can use my link down below. And best of all, my product is still on sale on drive-thru for $6. It's going to remain on trail on site-through $6 each till I finish rewriting them, because I'm in the process of rewriting Vigilantes for Shadowdark, and that's on the Patreon. Unfortunately, the Patreon is $9 a month. I wanted it to be $5 a month, but Patreon won't let me make it $5 a month because Patreon needs to take their percentage. And I think $9 a month to watch me type is a little too much, but hopefully people will support it and are interested in the future of the next project that I'm working on for Shadowdark. All right. Well, I hope you all have a great day and are healthy and happy and enjoying this last Saturday of September. It will be October soon, which means we'll be doing spooky stuff. Till next time, like, share, subscribe. Have a great day. Be nice to each other. See ya.
Electric beats, bust the streets, endless streets, midnight beats, living heat, hearts beat, bleed, polyphonic needs, cyber beats, rhythm sweet, Saturday seeds, beat retreats, makes us complete. Blazing trails, no fails, neon veils, names of gales, color tales, joy sales, endless rails, like for veils, Saturday sale, we hell breaking jails. Break the tail, like